What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Man, thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you all for joining me every single Wednesday and Friday night at 10 p.m. for the live call-in show. Two of my favorite shows of the week. I get to have people actually call me instead of just typing. I like the typers too, don't get me wrong. I like all of the interaction. We are 4 days removed from the first annual Slob Olympics, and behind the scenes, we are already feverishly planning the 2022 Slob Olympics. Got it narrowed down to a couple of places where it will be, and then, of course, most importantly, after we figure that out, when it will be. Expect news on that very, very soon. Of course, this is a call-in show. If you want to call in, the number to call in is 864-207-4522. Right there for the people in the back that didn't hear me the first time, just in case you can't read, which is a possibility on this channel. 864-207-4522. Maybe you're a Slob Olympian that was there. You want to call and tell me a story or something. Maybe you're a future Slob Olympian and wants to call in as well, or maybe you want to talk about football. We can talk about just about anything on this call-in show. It's not a show about nothing like the Lunch Money Show on Monday nights. It's a show about something some of the time. Definitely have some things I want to talk about the Slob Olympics. Also want to talk about, look, everybody's been asking me, before I get to the chat, everybody's been asking me, what are you thinking about this, what's this guy's name? What's this guy's name? Rush Probst or whatever his name is. This the high school coach who was on a phone recording talking about Alabama and Georgia buying players, Todd Gurley getting paid $180,000, whatever. Look, there's a reason I didn't make a video about this. Well, there's several reasons. First of all, I've already seen about 10 videos on it. The main reason, though, is because, look, if you're a Clemson fan, you've been hearing this from South Carolina fans for the past 13 years. Definitely the past 10 years. Is that Clemson's funneling money through New Spring Church to buy players or buy recruits. Or look, I don't even know where this theory came up with. These Gamecock fans came up. I have no idea where it came from. But if that is happening or has happened, then Clemson has done a terrible job at buying players. Ever since Dabo Swinney's been in Clemson, they average outside of the top 10 in recruiting. Yeah, they've had a couple of really good ones since they won a Natty in 2016. A couple of top 5 ones, but overall, they average around 13 or 14. So if you're breaking the bank, if you have millionaire boosters breaking the bank to pay players to come to your school, you better at least be recruiting in the top 5 annually. Otherwise, you're not doing a very good job at it. But my point here with this Rush Probst guy, look, anybody could go on any phone call and say so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so is doing that. I want to see evidence. Show me evidence. That's all. Same thing I've been telling the Gamecock fans for the past 10 years with the New Spring Church deal. Show me some evidence. They can't produce one shred of evidence. Not one. Not even a phone call like what you had with this Rush Probst guy. Now, if this would have been a phone call that was recorded by somebody that worked for UGA or Alabama in the recruiting department, and they were admitting to it on like an FBI wiretap or, like what happened at LSU, yeah, I believe it then. But just because some jamoke and who gives a crap city in Georgia goes on a phone call and says that they're buying players, I'm not just going to believe it just off of that. It would have been extremely easy for me to come and make a video ranting and raving and making fun of Alabama and Georgia and saying, oh, you guys are buying players. I could have easily done that. The reason I didn't do it is because it wouldn't have been a genuine video. It would have been me just looking for clicks. Or it just, I'd rather do a genuine reaction to it. So this is my genuine reaction. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But show me some evidence. That's all there is to that. Show me some evidence. That's all I'm going to say about that until I hear some evidence. Let's take a look at the chat here. All of you fine folks showing up 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. See who's in here. Matt Dummett's here. George. Of course George is here. What's up, George? Man, I wish George would have made it to the Slob Olympics. Lenny the Gump Summers. Goose Sports. Narcissist live in the ATL. Never fear, the man is here. Yes, he's here. Yeah, you're world famous, sir. Pizza Woman's here. Go Tigers. Sea Dog Morgan. Matt K. Matty Sims. Tiger Nation, my brother for life. What's up, Tiger Nation? I wish Tiger Nation would have been there. He's cool. I've hung out with Tiger Nation several times. Oh, and by the way, Tiger Nation, I was gonna text you later or tomorrow and see if you're going to this Clemson spring game like we've been doing for the past couple of years. We need to holler at Nick and see if it's gonna happen because I'd like to go. And also, I need to rearrange like some dates for we're going to Orlando on a family vacation to Disney World that week. So I might need to move our reservation a day or something if we're going. So anyway, I'll talk to you about that later. D4 Sports, my man D4. Did Sleeta approve this? No, I don't ask for Sleeta's approval on anything really. The Bet. SO Mafia. Golden Blue Dude. Got my Golden Blue Dude hoodie on. Hell, you guys check this out real quick. This, you know what? This is a quality hoodie. Sometimes, you know, when people sell merch, you get it and you're like, oh, what is it? Some bootleg. Well, somebody's selling some bootleg stuff on YouTube right now. I'm not going to say who it is. Y'all know who it is, though. But sometimes it's, you know, it's shitty. So Golden Blue Dude brought me this hoodie for free, gave it to me as a gift. And it's a nice hoodie. I think it's a Champion hoodie. I really like it. Anyway, back to the chat. Thank you, sir. Michael Hogg is here. Nate, the hopeful Wolverines fan. Johnny Red Dot. Johnny Red Dot says there's no evidence. I agree. Show me the evidence. Then I'll believe it. Dylan Deloney's here. Had a good time talking with old Dylan Deloney. The star of the show of the weekend, Mike Vick. Man, Mike Vick was such a breath of fresh air. It was great to meet you, Mike. I had a great time talking to you too, buddy. LW. Samuel Pate. Yeah, that's your man in the thumbnail. I'm going to get to that right now. As a matter of fact, the thumbnail I believe was Sea Dog Morgan in his uniform. So my only regret of the entire weekend, and I don't really have any regrets, but my only regret was that I didn't take more pictures, like still pictures, not video. I got a lot of video footage. Most of it was really nothing. I had my son walking around videoing for me because I was obviously busy doing the event, or the events. But luckily, a bunch of other people took a bunch of video, and there's a ton of footage of the actual events out there. And at the end of the show tonight, after the phone calls, I'm probably actually going to show you footage of the rock paper scissors contest. To me, it was now the shoe throw was probably the funniest. No, the shoe throw was the funniest, not probably. But the rock paper scissors was the most it was the most intense. So I'll probably show that. It's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes long. Kevin Dogs Fan for Life uploaded that on his channel, so we'll take a look at that. But my only real regret is not taking more pictures with more people. And really, the reason is I guess I was just too busy having fun and to even think about pulling my phone out and taking pictures with most people. So here's a couple of them. You guys saw this one last night. I think that's your boy Law Tide one time, your boy Pigsky and Pete, and of course Uncle Lou. That was Friday evening. Out on the balcony, you can see Centennial Park behind us. That was behind Ruth's Chris. That's where we all met up, and that's pretty much where we all just met up in the beginning. Slim Shady Canes and me. This is what he brought me. I call it a gift. I mean, it was a gift, but it was a lost bet that happened. About a football game. and he brought me this. It's a variety pack of Jack Daniels, 3 different kinds. Now, fast forward a few hours, we drank all 3 of them. Now, not just me and him. I mean, we were sharing. I was giving it to everybody who wanted any. But that was really nice of him to bring that. He could have just brought me, a regular old bottle of Jack, but he brought me that. Now, fast forward another few hours. This is after all the Jack is gone. This is probably 1:30 in the morning outside in the valet area of Embassy Suites. Of course, me, BVD, Slim Shady Canes, and of course over there on the right, that's Traveling Fools. I think most of us were pretty much 3 sheets at that point, except for BVD. So, yeah. And then, of course, this one, a thumbnail of the video, the best uniform, according to me, the best uniform. There's a bunch of great uniforms there. Everybody who wore a uniform, they were all great. But look at this thing here. Now, the only thing you can't see is that blanket that he made into a cape. Well, you can kind of see it. It's a big pepperoni pizza. Now, this chicken wing here, I'm not going to lie, the chicken wing, by the time, it got worse and worse as the day went on because it was starting to dry out and there was like hair stuck to it. It just got more and more gross during the day as the day went on, as a chicken wing would. But yeah, there's Sea Dog Morgan. So shout out to all of y'all that I do have pictures with. What am I doing here? I don't even know what I'm doing. There we go. All right. Hold on a second. Thank you, Dylan Deloney, for the super chat. He says, had fun in Atlanta last weekend, Pete. Yeah, I think we all did. Actually, I know we all did. I haven't heard anybody complain about it at all. All right, looks like the phone lines are indeed full. I will take them in the order that they came in. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, good evening, Pete. It's Edward calling in. How
Edward.
you doing on this awesome Wednesday night?
Edward, something was confirmed this weekend. I think we pretty much confirmed that you and Dylan Deloney are not the same person because Dylan Deloney was there. Now, you weren't there, so maybe you are the same person, but I had enough conversations with old Dylan to figure out that he is indeed not you.
Yes.
So I can go ahead and confirm that. I'm going to go ahead and make the claim now that they are indeed different people.
Yes. Yeah, if it weren't for this virus, I would have been there like that, Snap the finger, I'm there,
Right. Right.
Well, anyway, I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite Slob Olympic event?
The most fun was the rock, paper, scissors and the shoe throw.
Okay.
And the shoe throw. Yeah. And look, I didn't do good in either one. I completely botched the shoe throw. It slipped out of my hands before I wanted it. Anyway, it's on video. But I don't even know. I finished in the bottom 3 or 4 in that one, and then I was eliminated in the very first round of the rock, paper, scissors contest. Had a very, very intense and contested round with my man BVD. It was very intense, but he beat me in the end. So, but they were all fun, but those were the most probably lively ones. With the fan the crowd interaction and whatnot, and just the overall attitude.
Well, the other question I would like to ask is, what's your thoughts on Van Halen? What do you think of Van Halen?
You mean, do I like him, or What
do you think of Van Halen? How would I say this?
Which Van Halen? Which
singer?
You got 2 Van Halens. You got 2 different front men.
Oh, let's see how I can say this.
Yeah, the early Van Halen and the late Van Halen.
Back in the oh God.
All right, so
the earlier one, the earlier Van Halen.
All right, so I like them both. Now, do I have Van Halen on my playlist and I'm listening to them all the time? No, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. But Van Halen is an iconic band of the ages. So yes, I mean, I
like
don't dislike them. I mean, they're not my favorite band or anything, but sure.
Cool. Well, if it's all right,
Yes.
I'd like to go ahead and give some shout-outs real quick. And
Sure, absolutely. Of course.
all right, Pizza Woman, shout out to you. Let's see, Sea Dog Morgan, shout out to you. Depending on how the virus goes, we'll see what happens with Slob Olympics. If it comes to Atlanta, we'll see. Let's see. Oh yeah, Matt Thomas, yeah, I'll give you a shout out. Why not? Jeff Webster, I'll give you one too. P Digits, shout out to you. Oh, and I'd like to also congratulate Mike Vick on the MVS Slob, becoming the MVS.
He definitely was the most valuable slob. That wasn't neither one of the winners. You know, Big Dog Brett, that was not disputed. He was clearly the winner of the events, and then of course Mike Vick was clearly the most valuable slob. Nobody is disputing that. Thank you, Edward. You're amazing and fantastic. And that is a great segue into our next call. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, what's up, Pete? It's Mike Vick.
Mike Vick. Hold on a second, Mike Vick.
Yep.
You know I got to give this to you. Mike Vick, the most valuable slob of the first annual Slob Olympics. Have you got your trophy yet?
No, not yet.
That's too bad. I can't wait. Once you do get it, you'll upload a video and let us all see it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, Mike, what was your favorite part of the weekend? I mean, I know it was all great, but if there's one specific either event or just moment that you had with somebody or a group of people, what was your favorite thing that happened?
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you know, getting there.
Yeah.
You know, getting to say hi to everybody. You know, seeing everyone.
Yes.
You know, for the first time. You know, it's definitely a big moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were extremely successful in the events as well. Do you know? I'm pretty sure you did better at the field goal kicks than I did.
Oh,
Do you
I don't
know
know
that?
about that. Neither one of us made one.
Yeah, right.
So.
Neither one of us made one. You're right. So I guess we ended up with the same score. But
Right, but
let's
at
put it
least
this way.
I didn't break the holder.
Yeah. Well. I was anyway. Yeah, I broke the holder. A couple of people said I tripped over my own feet. No. It's on video. I like when people make things up. The same thing with the push-up contest. Everyone's running around saying only 2 people did real push-ups. Look, Kevin Dogs Fan for Life has the entire Slob Olympic event uploaded on YouTube. And thank you, by the way, if he's watching, thank him for doing that. I think he's the only one that posted the entire event. But anyway, my push-ups were clearly real push-ups. Does anybody want to dispute that with me?
Yeah, yours were real. Yeah.
What do you mean my reception is bad?
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway. Now he's got me all messed up here, telling me my reception's bad.
Yeah, your reception is fine.
Right, of course it is. I'm a professional over here. Now what was I saying? The field goal kick thing. Yeah, we both missed, but yours looked better than mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was way more stylish. I look like a newborn deer trying to kick a football. You know what a newborn deer looks like when they're first born? Yeah. Their legs are all wobbling around and they can barely walk. That's what I look like trying to kick a field goal. So, anyway.
So you still having flashbacks to your near-death experience in the shoe throw?
Yes, I have. I've already scheduled an appointment with a psychologist because I have PTSD. For anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, old Jesse J had a giant work boot. steel toe work boot that he was throwing in the slob in the shoot throw for the Slob Olympics. I was standing on the curb like 5 feet in front of him and about 10 feet to the left of him. He slings that thing around 100 miles an hour, and it gets caught on his finger or something, and it comes sailing towards me. Now, just like if somebody shoots a gun at you and there's a bullet coming at you, you don't see the bullet because the bullet's traveling so fast, right, Mike Vick? You can't see the bullet.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Same difference. Yeah. It happened so quickly, I didn't see the boot. It just happened to like graze my shin and then hit the sidewalk. But here's what I will tell you. If it would have been another 2 inches to my right, because he hit my left leg on the left side of my left leg, and he would have hit me with the steel toe part on my shin, he would have shattered my shin. I'm telling you, he threw this thing. It was like a Nolan Ryan fastball. And if he would have thrown it, 3 feet higher, 4 feet higher, whatever, and hit me in the mouth or in the nose or the forehead, it would have knocked me clean out. So I consider myself to be lucky in this situation. I came away with no serious injuries. It could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thankful for that. That would imagine the first Slob Olympics, my leg gets shattered and I have to go to the emergency room and get surgery. What a disaster that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Hold on. Let me see this here. Hold on. I'm going to try to fix this. They're saying the callers sound like robots. I think I know what the problem is. Let me try to fix this. Yeah, I can fix it. All right, now go ahead, Mike Vick, and talk and tell me if this is better, because it's getting on my nerves that they're saying this.
Yeah, P Digit said Pete will never be able to watch another Thor movie without having a flashback.
Yes. All right, does the caller sound better now? He should. This is what frustrates me about technology, Mike Vick, is that the call is being, well, look, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but basically the actual audio is coming through OBS, which is the software I use to do these live shows. And I set the settings for the line for the frequency that you're calling in on. I set the settings. It's not supposed to change, but apparently it changes on its own. And I need to start checking that before the show, like a real professional would. Anyway, they're saying it sounds better, so I feel better now. But you are like a robot. You're like a machine, sir. So maybe that was it. Anyway, Mike Vick, I got some calls to get to, buddy. Sir, it was amazing to meet you. Your parents, you were both amazing and fantastic. And you're planning on coming next year, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. I can't wait to see you there. I'm sure we'll talk between now and then plenty. Right, buddy?
Right. Yeah, plenty of time.
All right, Mike. Thank you, brother, for calling in. I appreciate it. Everybody, the great Mike Vick. The great Mike Vick. What's up, y'all, with Pete?
Hey, Pete, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? This is D from Atlanta. I called you a few months back. This first time I got to listen in a while. I think we talked just before the BC game. I'm originally from Latson. You were.
Yeah. I remember you. Yeah.
So we talked, and actually, strangely enough, I was at home while they all were up here doing the Slob Olympics. So
damn, man, you should have come hang out.
Guys, man. Yeah, I had to come home and take care of some family stuff, so I actually was there for about a month. Actually, I just got back to Atlanta. Probably Monday, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I called to ask a couple of questions. Looked like you guys had a blast, and hopefully wherever it is next year, maybe I can be in the vicinity. I've been kind of out of the loop. What happened with DK?
Well, nobody really knows. The reports are that, out of his own words, out of his own mouth, was he said, I spent my ninth life with Dad, with Coach Sweeney. In other words, he screwed up one too many times. I think he was having some academic issues, not showing up to class or just not performing well in the classroom. I don't know, or a combination of the two. And I also believe that it was reported that he failed a couple of drug tests. And Sweeney just had enough, basically, and released him from the team. So that's the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew he'd been gone, but again, I didn't really follow.
Yeah, if you remember last season, he was suspended for like 3 games. And they never said why, but I believe that was because of I think he failed the drug test for that suspension.
That's quite possible.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with whomever takes his place. We can have to move on.
Yeah.
No need to cry about it.
Right.
Also, I just wanted to comment very quickly on this paying players thing.
Yeah.
My take on it has always been every program, if you look at the rules, by the rules, are probably breaking the rules in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I believe in the $100 handshakes. There was I'm not going to call his name, but there was this wide receiver who played with Clemson in the 80s. He went to Somerville High School. He played on a couple of state championship teams with my cousin, and there was some $500 handshakes and all that. So that goes on everywhere.
Yeah.
But schools just outing out of boosters, because schools are not doing this. Boosters just outing out paying players. What's to stop them from, say, Florida wants you, Florida State wants you, Michigan wants you, and Ohio State wants you. All those boosters have a lot of money.
Right.
They're not outbidding each other.
No.
And so what's to stop you from taking the Florida State guys' money and the Miami guys' money and the Ohio State guys' money, and then sign with Alabama? What are they going to do? Tell on you?
And I agree with you, too.
It's ridiculous.
Here's the thing about it, man.
It's
like,
ridiculous.
I'm not saying it's clearly happened in the past. It's been documented. And I'm sure it does happen isolated events across the country. But eventually, if this goes on for an extended period of time, it's going to come out. People can't keep that kind of thing secret. And
people telling themselves all the time.
Yeah, people telling themselves all the time. The other thing about it is that here's what really gets under my skin about it. Is because you're talking about kids. These are 18-year-old kids for the most part. Or supposedly they're still in high school whenever they're receiving this quote-unquote payment from a booster.
Right.
I think it's one thing if you have a problem with the school and say, oh, they're cheaters, the school is cheaters, but what you're doing is you're calling these kids cheaters and their families cheaters too, without any real evidence. I have a problem with that. When you attack people's character in that way, especially young kids and their families who have nothing to do with it, I just think it's a classless thing to do to make those accusations without any kind of proof. That's all.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think, I'm old enough to remember when SMU got the death penalty. The Wild Wild West, that's not going on anymore.
No.
And again, people tell on themselves all the time. How did Ole Miss get caught? Did they catch them, or did the players tell on themselves? The players told.
Yeah, and then of course, they once they started digging into it, they found out Hugh Freeze. I mean, Hugh Freeze wasn't very smart about it, right? He was using the company's cell phone, the cell phone that was issued to him by Ole Miss to call brothels in Florida. I mean, so all they had to do was trace the phone call numbers, and they call it, and it's a brothel. So, I mean, that wasn't very smart. Hugh Freeze is not very smart.
No, that was very, very dumb. I mean, but how did it all get started? They told on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, nobody caught them. And so if those things are going on, these young people today, they are so into, and not just young people, but we're talking about people going to play college football, so these are young people. But they're so in love with social media. They're so in love with being heard. They're so in love with showing and telling what they're doing. Eventually, they're going to tell it. And that's how you get caught. So, if everybody thinks that, one, I'm going off on a little tangent now. You mentioned earlier about you hearing South Carolina fans talking about how Clemson has been playing players for the last 13 years. I've heard that my whole life. How can Clemson boosters afford to pay players? If that's the case, why ain't South Carolina boosters paying them? They have more alum.
Yeah.
Therefore, they have more money to buy players, but nobody's buying. What are
you going to do? You're a South Carolina fan. The team in the same state of you has dominated you for 100 and something years, and you're one of the worst programs in the history of football. What are you going to say? I mean, Of course they're cheating. They're better than us. Well, literally almost every single program in the history of college football is better than you. So are they all cheating, or is it just Clemson? I mean, so.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you've only won 12 games since 1980.
Oh!
Have a good night, Pete.
All right, brother.
All right.
Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to that. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Pete, sir, how are you?
Slim Shady Canes. What's up, brother?
Another day in paradise.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I am too now. It took me a couple of days to recover, though. I'm not gonna lie. Well, the thing was
Just go ahead.
I was gonna say the ride home. What time did you guys leave there on Sunday? So we didn't go to bed till almost 4 o'clock. It was like 3:45 when I went up to my room.
Yeah, me and you went up about the same time. We left at about 11.
Yeah, so we left. I mean, we left at checkout time at 12. But we hit a couple of wrecks on the way home. One in Georgia and one in South Carolina. And we sat in those wrecks for about an hour apiece. So what normally took it took almost 8 hours to get home. And I was, it was a rough ride home. Let's put it that way.
I had a smooth ride, but as a matter of clarification to the people listening, those 3 bottles of Jack didn't got into until after all the bars around there had closed.
Yeah, so that was around, 11?
Probably.
10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so, it started out, we started drinking the Jack. Then I took Lawtide up to the room and we were taking some shots and I made him a drink. Then I think eventually I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go I think we just brought the whole thing downstairs. We were sitting down there and we were just passing the bottle around.
Table down there at the lobby.
Right. Don't remember a whole lot of that.
Tactical mistake as far as Olympic events went the next morning.
Yeah, I was hurting. I'm not gonna lie, I was hurting. But it was worth it. It was fun. It was fun.
Oh, absolutely. And then the next night as well, I think Salita walked about half a mile to go buy a couple of 12 packs.
Oh, are you talking about Salita?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah. So, Sea Dog West is in the chat. Shout out to him, by the way. He was there as well. Super nice guy. So here's what happened. He's talking about my credit card. It wasn't 12 hours though. So what happened was I went after the Slob Olymp, after we got back from the College Football Hall of Fame, I went up to the room and sat up there and rested for about 30 minutes or whatever. Then I was like, I got 2 choices here. I can either take a nap or just go down and hang out for the night. I figured if I took a nap, then I wouldn't wake up from the nap. So I made the executive decision to go down and start drinking. In hindsight, that was probably a bad idea, but it was still, anyway, this is what happened. So I go down to the Ruth's Chris and I order a drink and pay for it. Well, apparently I leave my credit card there. Not my credit card, my debit card, my bank card. I didn't know it. So I go back out, hang out for a few hours. And then me and Slim Shady are like, hey, let's go back and get another drink at Ruth's Chris. Because there's nowhere to get a drink around there, right? And we would have had to walk a couple blocks to get a drink. So the only place we could get a drink was at Ruth's Chris. So we were like, let's go get one before they close. So we go in there. I order a drink. She gives me the bill. I go in my wallet to pay for it. And my bank card's is gone. I'm like, oh, shit. So now I'm thinking about when's the last time I used the card? Well, the last time I used the card was there at the Ruth's Chris. So I asked the lady, I said, hey, did somebody leave a credit card here? And she's like, oh, no, you came in earlier. I gave the credit card back to you. I said, yeah, I know you gave it back to me, but I think I left it on the bar. To make a long story short, they had my card. Thank God. She had it. She gave it to me. And nobody used it in the meantime. So that was a good ending. It could have been worse.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Now, as far as what your last caller was talking about, these players getting paid, I've mentioned this on a couple other shows. All I've heard out of people is how, this guy's not a credible source, what a dirtbag he is. And I'm not going to disagree with any of those points, but everybody jumped on the bandwagon to believe Nevin Shapiro when he wrote a letter from his prison cell to Yahoo Sports.
Yeah, well, see, you say everyone, but I don't believe anything until I see evidence of it. Now, I'm not saying there weren't a bunch of people out there that did believe it. And look, there's a bunch of people out there that believe this Rush Probst guy too. But here's the thing: they believe it because they want to. Like, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like people that believe in these crazy conspiracies like flat Earth and shit. Like, there's really no evidence that the Earth is flat. I mean, there's absolutely zero evidence that the Earth is flat. But they want to believe it so bad that they believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, my gripe with it is kind of the response to it, because when it was Miami, ESPN headline 5 hours later was Miami needs to get the death penalty.
Yeah. Well,
you don't see that for this.
Well, I have no doubt if they can find some sort of evidence that they would act on it. I mean, here's the conspiracies I hear is like, I think it was Pinecone's channel where he talked about this, and he was like, man, if this would have been Miami, they would have given them the death penalty, this and that. But didn't they prove that Miami had done this in the past? Like, there was proof there. They did the same thing to Clemson in the early '80s from Charlie Pell, who was prior to Danny Ford. They got caught, buying some cars for some recruits or whatever in the late '70s, and they got punished for it in the early '80s. But so there's proof there. So where's the proof? Where's the proof that Nick Saban's buying players? There is no proof.
There was no proof with Miami either. That's the thing. The NCAA investigated it for 2.5 years to where a lot of people just forgot about it, and all they were really able to prove was he bought a couple players a meal and he threw a party on his yacht that some players came to. That was it.
Right.
And for this long history that Miami supposedly has of cheating, Miami has never been caught paying players. They've been accused of it several times. The only time the NCAA has ever come down on them was 1995. And what happened in that situation didn't even have to do with any players getting paid. The vice president of the university was falsifying Pell Grant information to support his own coke habit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but I believe you. Also, things have changed. Let's be real. The NCAA has become completely spineless. Like, where is the sanctions and the penalties for LSU for what's been going on there? I mean, when are we going to hear the update on that? You know what I'm saying?
They don't do anything in a hurry. I mean,
that's true.
Like I said, they investigated Miami this last time for 2.5 years because here's the thing. The NCAA, even when it comes to these investigations, doesn't have a lot of power because I'm sure most of what Nevin Shapiro accused was probably true. But take, for instance, they went and questioned Willis McGahee about it. He slammed his door in their face and didn't say a word to them.
Yeah.
So it went on that long because they couldn't prove anything because nobody would talk to them.
Right.
And to the last caller's point, what's to stop a player from taking money from multiple schools? That actually came out in the Ole Miss investigation, but it kind of got overlooked because right after that came out, all the information about Hugh Freeze came out. There was an Ole Miss player that admitted he took money from Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and LSU.
See, there you go, though. So now, if XYZ player from Alabama or Georgia was on the phone saying, yeah, by the way, they paid me to come there. They gave me $100,000 or whatever. I believe that, but I'm not believing this guy. Like, who is this guy? And why should anybody believe him? Seriously, like, is he a credible source? And I'm not saying he's lying. I just don't know. I'm not going to believe him until somebody else can. I just need more evidence than just some guy, some random weirdo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I tend to agree with you. There's a lot less of huge checks getting paid to players, and there's a lot more of the $100 handshake. You know, some boosters got a betting pool going, and this player got the touchdown that made him win the bet, so he slips him a couple of $100.
Yeah.
I think that stuff's probably common.
Sure.
But I think what is uncommon is, you know, Cam Newton's dad getting $350,000 for a job he doesn't have to show up for.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I got my ear. I got my ear to the ground. Like, if there's, you know, I don't even know if this is enough to spark an NCAA investigation. I'm assuming it probably isn't, because it's not really a credible source. Well, you know, if something comes out about it, then I'll be the first one to rag on Georgia and Alabama or whoever else it happens to. But I'm not doing it until then.
Like I said, I think it should spark an investigation because, like I said, a guy writing a letter to Yahoo Sports from his prison cell sparked an investigation for Miami.
Yeah, what year was that?
2011, 2012, right in there.
Yeah.
And I do mean literally, he was in federal prison for the second largest Ponzi scheme in U.S. history when he wrote a letter to Yahoo Sports making all his accusations against Miami.
Yeah.
And somehow that's credible, but this guy isn't.
Maybe that has something to do. I mean, maybe
as credible as each other.
Maybe the media was more inclined to jump all over that story because Nevin Shapiro was a big name in news already. Like this high school court, nobody gives a shit about this guy. They're like, who's this guy? You know? So it was a bigger story. It was a bigger story.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Most people's perception is that, oh, it's Miami, they probably did it. But like I told Lou last night, Miami's been accused of a lot of things, but the NCAA's never really caught them.
Yeah.
Like I said, outside of, you know, buying some meals for a player or you know, buying some players drinks in a club in Miami, like any Miami football player has trouble getting into a club in the city of Miami.
Yeah. No. Please.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. All right, buddy. Thank you for calling in. Slim Shady Canes in the flesh. Looking forward to seeing him again next year at the 2022 Slob Olympics to be announced. Pretty soon, actually. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete. It's Nate.
Oh, my God. It's Nate. We missed you this weekend,
Yeah.
Nate. You should have been there. What were you doing?
I was at Kansas City, by the way.
Kansas
my
City?
brother had because my brother had like a hockey tournament there, so I couldn't make it. I was bummed though. I was bummed that I couldn't make it.
Yeah, we talked about you. Real quick, let me read a couple of super chats while I got you on the phone here. Wilkie sent $2 super chat. Says Slim looks lovely. Slim just looks just like his name. Thank you, Wilkie. Mark Blanton, thank you, sir. He says Probst literally tried to cover up having a mistress family while applying for a job at Alabama. He does not have any credibility. Yeah, so I don't. So here's the thing. All I know about this guy is that he's a longtime, very successful high school football coach who has a very questionable past. I don't know anything about the guy, but judging from some of the reasons he got fired from his previous jobs, he does not sound like a credible person to me. So I agree with you, Mark Blanton. Thank you, sir. All right, Nate, go ahead. So you've already talked to your parents, right?
Yes.
And next year, you guys are definitely coming.
Yes, I
All right.
am.
Good. I'm gonna hold you to that now. Don't disappoint me, Nate.
I won't.
Okay.
Actually, I asked my mom to, or I asked Lou if I can see if she wants to say hi to my mom. Do you want me to do that to you too, or
Huh?
like you want to say do you want to say hi to my mom or no?
Sure.
Okay. Just a minute. A little bit. Mom?
This is amazing. Fantastic. Nate's mom.
Hi, Pete.
Hey.
Hi there.
Is this Mama Nate the Great?
It is.
Oh wow, this is great. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. You know what, Nate, your son Nate is one of the most famous people in the college football YouTube community. Everybody loves Nate.
Well, he certainly loves his community. He's found. I can tell you that.
He is. He's a good guy. You raised a good boy there. I can tell you that. I can tell by just talking to him.
Thanks.
So
That's pretty good.
this last weekend, I'm sure he told you all about it. We had this event where we all got together in Atlanta called the Slob Olympics. We're talking about a bunch of grown men.
He couldn't go.
Yeah. A bunch of grown men running around in costumes doing stupid events. It was definitely a sight to be seen. But this is planning on being an annual thing. And so we definitely want you guys to plan to come next year. If you can. We want to see Nate.
Yep, I told him to get the dates and we'll get it on the calendar so nothing else gets planned over it.
Great. That sounds like a plan. We're going to let everybody know within the next month or so the exact place and the exact dates, so everybody can go ahead and
right.
make plans for it.
That sounds great.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you there. I'm assuming you will come with him.
Yeah, one of us will be there. Is
Awesome.
Dad or I? Yep.
Well, everybody's welcome.
Because Dad doesn't.
Yeah, what was that?
Dad doesn't like this stuff and stuff.
Oh, he doesn't have fun.
Yeah.
Well, there were several parents that came and kids. Hell, I took my wife and my own kids, so that that was the test to make sure it wasn't a complete disaster. So my kids and my wife survived, so I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah, Nate was showing me a few videos. It looks like you guys had fun.
Oh, we had a great time. Probably the best time I've had in years.
Great, that's fun, especially with everything going on the past year. That's right.
That's a great point. Everybody was making that point that we with the quarantine that happened last year, it was good for everybody to get out and and leave their comfort zone and go and have a good time.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Miss everybody, give a hand to Mrs. Nate the Great, or Mama Nate the Great, I guess I should say. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right,
All right,
Nate.
Pete. Before I go, I know you have some callers, but want to hear my outfit for if I'm competing though. You want to hear what outfit I'm wearing?
Yes, sure.
It's Uncle Sam.
You're gonna dress up like Uncle Sam.
Yes.
That's good. Are you gonna have the beard and everything, like the fake beard?
Well, maybe not a beard, but I had the tall hat with
Okay.
the American. Yeah. But
That sounds very Slob Olympian like. So I approve of that. Sir. All right, thank you, Nate the Great. Nate the Great's the man. And for the first time ever on the Pigskin Pete Collins show, Mama Nate the Great checked in with us. How amazing was that? How amazing was that? Seems like a nice family. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, Michael, how you doing tonight, sir?
What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. Just wish I could have been down there for all the fun. Looks like you guys had a blast this weekend. But I got to ask you this, though. How surprised was you about when Celine Driver passed all those watches out to you? Was you expecting that or just a regular gift?
Well, I don't think anybody was expecting it. I mean, that's such a such a generous thing to do. I mean, I don't know how much he paid for those watches, but I'm sure it wasn't, I don't know how many watches. I gave out, what, a dozen watches? I had to cost him a lot of money. But even just without the money, just the thought of doing that was great. And that was just, what Celine Driver did was very, very thoughtful. What Jesse J did was very, very thoughtful by buying everybody's dinner, 30 people. Uncle Lou bought some people's dinners the first night. Everybody was bringing each other gifts. I got several gifts. I mean, it was just, yeah. It was great.
It's not bad. I was wondering, it seemed like you guys had a fun down there, and what makes it so awesome is like we might not know each other from that, but when we get down there, it's like we've been friends from high school a long time. It's like a high school reunion, and that's what makes it so awesome.
Right, and that's what I said in my stream on Monday night, is that for some reason I didn't feel like I was meeting these people for the first time, or at least most of them, the people that I've seen on camera before. Or even some of the people that just call in. You talk to people enough over the years, you feel like you know them, So it wasn't like meeting people for the first time, except for a few people who, I didn't really know until I got there. But for the most part, it was, like you said, it was like meeting old friends.
Yep, and how much of a blast did Mrs. P have during the weekend?
Oh, she had a great time. I think that, she knows we're all idiots. She's married to one. So she, her expectation was probably pretty low to begin with. So here's the good news to everybody that came. We exceeded her expectations. She really had a great time. She did.
Now, is she going to compete next year herself?
I doubt it.
Or is that up in the air?
No, she's not competing. No. Mrs. Pete's not a slob, but she's just married to one.
No, not bad, but hey, you never know. Things is different, stuff like that. But hey, I do got a credit card story you was talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
I was at a game one time a couple of years ago, and I went to use my card during the game, and then like a few minutes later, I get a notice from a bank to say like my card was used. Like, that's kind of strange. Come to find out, someone who's running the concession stand got a hold of the people's numbers. I guess she skimmed them or something.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, fortunately, they was able to reverse this stuff. So I was just wondering. So, all right, have a great night. I'll talk to you Friday.
All right, buddy.
Thank you for my call.
Yeah, thank you, Michael.
See ya.
Michael checking in with us. I got a couple more calls here. I'm going to pick up, and then I'm going to get to the video of the rock paper scissors, which was the probably the most contested, not most contested. For some reason, it seemed like the event that everybody wanted to win the most, with the least amount of skill. So, here we go, guys. Hold on to your hats. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Oh, man. I didn't win anything. I didn't get any award at all for not attending.
No, I didn't get any awards either, and I did attend. So,
No.
I mean, I didn't get any awards. I got gifts.
Such a slob. You can't even bother to go. That should be worth something.
Who's that guy? Who's that kid? That friend of yours, Derek, that calls in with you normally?
Yeah.
Why can't you get Derek to put you in the car? Because I know they won't let you on an airplane. You're probably on the no-fly list.
Well, I don't know that they won't, but there's a chance.
Right.
It's possible.
I wouldn't plan on it. I'm pretty sure George is on every no-fly list in every state.
I don't want to find out.
But you could get in the car with somebody and have them drive you. I mean, it might take you 20 hours, but what? So what? What else you got to do, George? Sit on your couch for 20 hours or sit in the car for 20 hours doesn't really make a difference.
First of all, no one's ever driving me anywhere because that's my favorite sport, driving.
Oh, you're allowed to drive?
You drive. Why would I let you drive my car? It's like.
That's actually shocking news in itself that you're allowed to drive. There's a state that allows you to drive?
I have crisscrossed this country so many times. Pete, you have no idea how the world used to be. Gas was 30 cents a fucking gallon.
What are you, 100 years old? 30 cents a gallon?
I'm 100. But I swear to God, you could go from Florida to South Dakota for $30. Literally, in gas, $30.
Right.
And I had family in South Dakota, and who cares about $30 for 2 days on the road? It's a blast. You eat at every little cafe, you get off at every exit.
So then you have no excuse for not coming then. Do you have a car, though?
I'm 60 years old, man. Come on.
Wrong.
So you don't have a car then, what you're saying?
No, I'm saying driving for 2 days doesn't sound like fun anymore.
Oh, I thought you just said it was a sport. Now you're confusing me. Well, you don't have to drive. Like I said, get your friend Derek.
No, I'm just no one else is driving me. When I do drive, I drive
Right.
myself. I can't stand sitting in a passenger seat. My feet are pressed into the floorboard. My knuckles are gripped on the handles. I'm like,
All right.
I like to be in control. I don't like other people driving me anywhere.
So the plane is out of a question because you're on the no-fly list. You don't like driving for 2 days, so that's out of the question. So now we're left with either the train or a bus. Either one of those are viable options. The point is, George, you can travel if you really wanted to.
If I was even slightly narcissistic, I would do it, but I'm not. I'm a very humble man, and I'm shy, and I don't know.
Yeah. Right, very humble. George is very humble.
Listen,
Yes.
just to change the subject, can I tell you something? In law, there's no way to prove you're fucking innocent, right? Like if you didn't kill somebody, there's no way you can prove you didn't kill them, you know? You were at home asleep, you follow me?
I mean, it depends on the case. I mean, you might be able to prove it. Like if you're, like let's put it this way: if somebody accuses me, if somebody accuses me, if somebody accuses me of committing a crime at 11 p.m. on what's today's date? The 10th of March in Georgia, I have video evidence that I was indeed right here at home.
All right.
At 11 p.m. on March the 10th. So that's proof.
I'm talking about the football coach that accused Georgia and Alabama of something. So I'm going back to ancient law. It's in Black's law. It's in everything, right?
Oh,
There's
Lord.
a premise of law. You can't prove you're fucking innocent. That's why they have to prove you're guilty. Otherwise, they could just take up all your time every day making you prove you're innocent. It's impossible.
I see what you're
to
saying.
Keep doing that.
You know what, George? You're actually right.
What if you miss a timeline on a filing and you go to prison forever because you didn't prove you're fucking innocent? If someone can't prove you're guilty, you're not guilty. So prove it. I want to see the paperwork. I want to see the evidence. I want to see the documentation. You're going to call in and say Georgia did this and Alabama did that. Show me. Show me. Let's get somebody on a witness stand. I want to see affidavits and fucking depositions. Come on. You talk about Georgia and Alabama. It's fucking crazy. I had a girlfriend once that told everybody I like to lick her all over and fuck 7 times a day. How can I not prove that's true? You know what I mean?
Thank you, George, for the call. You go. You've been here 4 hours. George always does so good, and then he somehow manages to screw it up at the end. You know what I mean? Thank you, George. What's up? You're on with Pete.
I'm a stud. What's up, man? Slita here, bruh.
Well, look, Sports Live in the ATL. Slita.
Yes, sir. Stud.
What is up, buddy?
All the women in Atlanta want me, man.
This is true.
By the video.
He wasn't there for 30 minutes before he had fangirls all over him. It was a sight to be seen. Tell you that.
Yeah, I thought that was classic, man. But I wanted to tell you, man, I had a great time meeting you.
Yeah.
You and your wife, you were fun to hang out with, my dude. And
thank you.
Yeah, man, we'll definitely do it again for sure. I'm pretty sure.
Next time you're coming for the events, though, right?
Oh yeah, and I'm coming to win, man.
Okay, yeah, I know you told me that you were going to get first in every event, so we already know where you stand on that.
Yeah, go take his video and everything that was conceivably you asked. I said I'm going to win. The question is, did you collect your $1,000 yet by winning the bet or whatever that was? Did you find out who?
No, nobody would bet me, so I assumed that you owed me the money since you were the one that was in question. But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you take payment plans?
No, but you gave me 2 beers, so I'll consider that adequate payment. Thank you.
So what was the topic on your show, man? Since I just got in, what were y'all talking about?
Well, this we talk about whatever on here, but we were talking about the Russ Probst phone call, Alabama and Georgia paying player thing for a while.
Oh, stuff that I really don't even talk about or pay attention to.
Yeah, well, we talked about it enough. Yeah, we all came to the same consensus that show me the proof.
And the consensus was?
there's no proof so far. So why believe it?
Oh, okay. George, you're funny too, by the way. And also the comments in here are funny. I got a narcissist that follows me. You know,
yeah, I saw that.
Pop in there. You go, narcissist in ATL.
Yeah, narcissist live in the ATL.
Yeah, I'm a narcissist, man. Apparently, and everything. And
Nalita.
Channel got,
instead of Sleeta, it's Nalita.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, he needs to make sure he adds that in there. But Carter's channel got taken down, man, from what I heard.
Yeah, that's terrible. I heard about that. Yeah.
YouTube sucks, man.
Yep.
YouTube. Hey, does Clemson? Is Clemson in the ACC? Well, you're on the ACC basketball tournament, correct?
Well, they lost today, so they're out of that. They're going to get into the tournament though. Yeah, they had a really good season, so they're in the tournament, but they lost to Miami today.
So they got a pretty. So they got a. You lost to Miami.
They lost to Miami.
Not that good.
They lost to Miami in the second round of the ACC tournament today. So.
Oh well, that sucks. You know, I'm just sad, man. You know, I know you got a show. I wanted to pop in, but I have to say, and I have to ask you a question.
Yes. Was
meeting me the best thing that happened to you at the Slob Olympics? I'm sure it was, right? I'm a narcissist. Come on, bro. You got to give me some plug, right? It was the best thing that happened to you at a Slob Olympics? No. Can you translate in Spanish?
David, you. I will say this about David.
Sure.
David's a very likable guy. Now he's no different in person than he is on YouTube. So, I said this before the thing. I kept predicting that you were going to show up even if you didn't compete, which you ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I said I like David. I think David's entertaining. I think his YouTube channel is entertaining. I've said that over and over again. So I gave you a hard time when you got there because you ran around for 3-4 months saying you weren't coming, and then you came. So I had to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to be all real, I never took it personal. I thought it was funny from the beginning. That's why I started recording and everything. So I mean, me, I knew it was all in fun. And you know, people are right about one thing. I would have regretted it if I didn't show up. You know, obviously, because I was thinking about it. Like on, I think that Wednesday or Thursday, and then BBD asked me to come and everything. So, I mean, I'm glad I showed up. I had a blast, man. I'm glad you guys had a blast. Everybody was a blast, and thank you very much, man.
All right, buddy.
Nice meeting you, my dude.
Yep, thank you.
All right, brother.
David Sleeta, Sports Live in the ATL. The one and only. There is no other Sleeta on this planet. No, he's one of a kind. That guy is. All right, so let's I'm gonna go ahead and turn the phone lines off, but the show is not over, folks. Just give me a second here to do my thing. While we're waiting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the video of the rock, paper, scissors contest for anybody who didn't see that over on Kevin Dogg's Fan for Life channel, because I think it's rather entertaining. The reason I'm going to watch that. Now, again, if you want to watch the whole thing, he's got an hour and a half worth of contest footage on there. So you can watch it over on his channel. I'm just going to show you this part, though. Let's see here. All right. I think this is where it starts. So this is the end of the push-up thing before we started doing the rock, paper, scissors deal. And somebody said that X-Wing Sports and Big Dog Brett did the same amount of push-ups, but then there was an overruling of sorts that said that Big Dog Brett did one more push-up than X-Wing Sports. So anyway, Big Dog Brett ended up winning. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors.
2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Clean sweep. Brett versus Celine. I was honored to hold the record. Come on, Mr. Celine.
Remember. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Go.
Yeah, it's easier. No, shoot.
I don't do it.
Just shoot. It's easier.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Damn it.
2, clean sweep. Celine.
What is going on, man? Yeah.
All right, X-Wing versus Lawton.
Well, it's always Bill versus over here.
1 to 1.
Look how serious they are.
Kevin versus D4.
Let's go. Again? Kevin? Kevin right here.
Come on, you big bitch. For a second, then
Brennan versus Slim Shady Canes.
Keeps coming out of this.
All right.
Wait, is it loser, Brad?
Oh, you're ready. Eliminate a cane.
All right, Brennan advances.
That's good. It's good.
BBD
Let's go, BBD.
versus Pigskin Pete.
Oh.
Golden Blue Dude versus Neo.
Mr. Anderson. You called it.
Let's go.
Now, first of all, just imagine for a second here. Look, the doors you see behind us there, that's the side entrance to the Embassy Suites. We're out on the sidewalk on the side of the hotel. The hotel was sold out of people. It was full of people. Imagine you just come there for whatever reason with your family for the weekend, and this is going on outside the hotel for 2 hours. A bunch of idiots.
Mr. Anderson.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Jesse James versus Vic 2.
Let's go, Vic.
Now Mike Vick kills it. Doesn't Mike Vick win? Who went? I think Mike Vick won the rock paper scissors. Thank you, Oregon Ducks, for the super chat. Sir, he says thank you for the entertainment at the Slob Olympics and all the great shows. Pete, well, thank you for watching and supporting. If it weren't for people like you, believe me, I couldn't do these shows. So you're the real MVP there. But thank you.
Let's go.
Damn it.
Kick his ass, Vic.
Kick his ass, Vic. He said, yeah, you gonna go to the other side.
Don't lose
All
on
that
the trucker
spells
now.
right over him. I don't know.
Can you
Can somebody
Can you
do it
do
for him?
can you do
Yeah, he's
paper,
doing it.
rock,
He's doing
and
it.
scissors?
You don't have to do this part. Just go.
Yeah, whatever's easiest.
One, two, three. We'll just do it
I was
on
gonna
the
say,
count.
how about this?
Count it. Just do it on the
On
count.
this, instead of boom, 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 how about I just go 1, 2, 3, and then y'all throw something up?
How about have Jesse J turn around, and that way he can't be forwards or backwards, and we'll be able to see it.
That works.
All right, buddy. Come on, you got it, Vic.
2, 3, throw. Pick 2. 1, 2, 3, throw.
Yeah. Clean sweep, did it. Vic 2 with the clean sweep.
Vic was throwing heaters.
All right. Sea Dog versus Lou. Uh-oh.
This must be round 2.
Plain old fashioned hay.
All right, ready?
Stretch. Round 2. Hey, hands off. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes. Side up. Come on. Sunday.
Let's go, Georgia. Yes. Come on, Georgia. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah!
You gotta go rock, man.
That's the only way.
Imagine being that excited about winning rock, paper, scissors.
Georgia Tech's beating Georgia. They got it's just like Michigan missed out on that beatdown from Ohio State last year. Georgia Tech missed the beatdown. Okay, Saline versus Lawtime. Changing team, they'll probably type that team, whatever it was. Yeah, I think we would have beaten them by a coach. I don't Tech wasn't as bad in 2020. They were 19. They couldn't even beat
One up.
2019.
And what are we talking about?
That was real sad. They did lose.
Yeah!
More to be told, never. Fuck yeah!
Even with the Heisman candidate.
Kevin versus Brennan.
The last 10 years, it would have been last year, but they still canceled it. That was Florida's best year in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
All right. Still
stretch your arm out here.
Stretch the arm out for rock, paper, scissors.
Closer than anybody else that year.
Oh.
Brennan winner. I really thought Ohio State. Ohio State's defense was slow. VVD. They were playing. I don't know, man. Wait a minute. Did I skip someone? Who just went? Brennan and Kevin?
Ohio State's defense.
BVD. BVD and Neo. This is
Let's
right.
go.
That's right. We had 18. Now we're down to 9.
Come on, Philip.
You get an
My only chance at ever beating anybody in Alabama. Ready?
CVD versus Neo.
Ooh.
Oh.
Alabama does it again. Do it again.
It's going to be something Tennessee to beat Alabama.
Neo is going to be that surprise that we all talk about.
I guess our regionally, I guess they're better at playing.
He may win this damn thing.
Let's see.
Be surprised if I told you I never played rock, paper, scissors.
You've never played rock, paper, scissors?
Never had
Should be like 4 or 5 left.
Oh, wow. Couldn't tell you that.
Cody plays rock, paper, scissors with his wife.
Okay, so I have C-Dog 1, Saline 1, Brennan, and Neo.
Yeah, those two play off and whoever wins
I got C-Dog versus Saline.
It was the race I talked about.
It's not chicken head.
Watch it now. I want to get my rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn, Lou would tell you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah!
C-Dog.
Yeah!
Brennan versus Neo.
Football, you gotta know how to go back versus. Like they're going serious. They have you one line, like it's gotta have the deep field thing. Ooh. I'm scared.
Wait a minute. gonna win, eh?
Neo and Chicken Head.
Now it's Sea Dog versus Neo, and then the winner plays Vic. I don't give a shit.
All right, sir. Ready? Come on, Neo, beat this one. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Woo!
Damn.
Yeah, now go Wood.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Vic's gonna take it.
Look at him.
This is round of 7. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. Just put it up. All right. 5 out of 7. 1, 2, 3. Throw. Tie. That was scissors, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Throw. 1, 2, 3. Throw. 1, 2, 3. Throw.
Oh, he got it.
That's one.
1, 2, 3. Throw. 1, 2, 3. Throw.
VicTube with the W.
Thanks, brother. Hey.
VicTube with the W on that one, folks. Yes, indeed. All right, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Again, thank you to Kevin, Dogs Fan for Life. If you want to see the entire video, that was just the rock, paper, scissors part. He's got the entire event up on his channel, about an hour, I don't know, hour and a half long or something. Shout out to him for doing that. As far as I know, now I know BVD pretty much filmed everything with multiple cameras as well, but apparently one of his, so BVD had one camera that he was walking around with the whole time and talking to people individually and just getting sort of footage the whole time. I believe that's the one where he lost the footage or he didn't have sound for it or something. I don't know. Whatever happened was extremely unfortunate. Hopefully he can get that figured out. But there really is no way to fix no sound. If the sound isn't there, you can't manufacture sound out of thin air. But anyway, had a lot of fun looking through all the people's videos that they posted. Thank you to all the people that did video stuff and then posted on YouTube for everybody to see. I wish I would have taken more pictures and more video, but I was too busy just having a good time. Thank you to all the people that joined me tonight, to all the callers, having amazing and fantastic callers, including, for the first time ever in the history of Pigskin Pete's YouTube channel, Nate the Great's mom. Mama Nate the Great. Of course, VicTube Productions, the most valuable slob, also called in. Hold on a second here. I got a couple of more thank yous before I get off of here. I just have to find it. Let's see here. All the people that donated through Super Chat. Oregon Ducks, Wilkie. Crap. Why is it not showing up on my thing? This is what pisses me off. The only one showing up is Oregon Ducks. For whatever reason, I can't figure it out. There was at least 4 people that sent in super chats, and I read them out, and so thank all of you. Look, I don't know what I'm doing here. For some reason, it's only showing 1 on my thing, and I don't know why. So anyway, I swear. It was amazing and fantastic. I will see all of you guys on Friday night at 10 p.m. for another amazing and fantastic live call-in show. Be safe. Have a great end of your week, and I'll see you then. Pigskin Pete is checking.